Hey guys, organic farmer here. One of the things we do in the wintertime when we can't be doing field work or when cows aren't needing tending, we work on tractors in our shop. This is the one that I bail with a lot. This is the one that had the nasty oil leak the other day when we was turning the disc, and it's been over the last couple years been starting to develop a bit of a oil burning problem. It would use more oil in a typical afternoon than it should in a week or so. Well, we kind of just been babying it and really paying attention to the engine oil. So anyway, we decided this winter it's going to get a little tune up, and here's what she looks like. Oh my goodness, where's the hood? Look at that. You got the engine out of it, sitting on the floor right here beside me, and we're going to swap that guy out with a freshly overhauled engine. Just picked up the other day from a good friend of mine, and it's supposed to be like 300 hours on the overhaul, so it should be a pretty peppy little engine to stick back in here. So here's what she looks like with no engine in there, and it really wasn't that difficult to get it out. I elected to go ahead and pull the fan shroud, which is right here, and everything out because it's got the oil cooler lines in it, and someone had welded up the shroud brace. Maybe it's supposed to be that way, but anyway, I couldn't get it out without this is all in the way. This is connected to the top of the water pump, and that was all in the way there. If we tried to pick the engine up, it was just going to hit that when I lifted it up. So it wasn't that big a deal just to pull it out. And the air conditioning, everything is just looped up over the tire and up on the hood, so that's not open. You're not gonna have to be recharged. And really, what did it take us, DJ? About 2 hours of good work to get it out. Yeah, it really wasn't that difficult. The little grill guard on the front made a nice little tool rack for us, kind of handy. And hopefully tomorrow we can get this other engine all stuffed back in there and see how she runs. Just a big hole in there. There she is. Now we got a few knickknacks and stuff to take off of the other engine and put on this one, like the little ether injector here. I'm sure it's probably no good and it's all bent up, so we'll just put ours on there. I don't ever use it anyway, but anyway, this here got broke when they set it down. The little, what the heck is that? The water director valve. They set that on the pallet. It got busted. So I already got that pulled off the other one to put on this one. Hopefully everything's chip chopping there. So yep, that's what we're doing right now, putting a new engine in this girl. Not sure what we're going to do with this one, if we'll rebuild it in a year or so and have a spare sitting around or what. Not sure yet. Anyway, that's it. Catch back with you later. Well, there it is. It runs. Do a little run test here before we put the breather back on and the hood and stuff back on. Sounds pretty darn good. Don't see any leaks yet either. It looks pretty decent. Turbo's been good. Oh, that's annoying. Well, I think that's going to prove out to be a good engine, I think. Hopefully, anyway. Still got to put some more water in it yet. Put 7 gallons back in it, what came out of it. It's a little low. But that's no big deal. I got plenty in it free, so. Alright. Now let's see if we can get the rest of the button back up. Well, after getting that other engine installed, walking around it, we had it running for about 20 minutes. I noticed we had a little leak on the side of the block where the block heater was. But anyway, right above the block heater, we had a little seepage, and there was some goofy stuff over top of the seep where it was coming from. So I scratched that stuff off. Oh, those lights are bright, aren't they? Anyway, I scratched that stuff off and noticed that it almost looked like the previous owner ground into the block and then put this epoxy shit over the top of it, trying to cover up the leak because they couldn't fix it or didn't want to fix it, whatever. So anyway, you can see in the video here that there's a little bit of water. I've got the engine shut off, and it's just, I'm trying to use an air blower to see where they're blowing the water off, to see where the heck the water's coming from. And so, long story short, the engine is going back. I'm not going to use it. And I decided to go ahead and tear down my original engine and just freshen it up with new sleeves and pistons and bearings, and just completely go through everything, new injectors, and have the head all redone, new valves. And anyway, so it's going to be a completely rebuilt engine. And anyway, so I got the pistons out of this one. This is the original engine. It's sitting up on a big block. And here, I'll flip the camera around and show you. Here is the piston out of number 2 cylinder. Here we got our rod caps. The bottom bearing doesn't look all that bad. Yeah, I mean, for a 7,000 hour tractor, it's not bad. It's not like it's got a bunch of crap stuck in it and it's wearing out. The top side, though, let's see, you get this wiped off here. Okay, look at that guy. Again, there's nothing wrong with that. That's considered normal. But she's definitely at the point where you need to put new bearings in it. It's got all the coating, you know, pretty well worn off. She's right down to the brass. But the reason the tractor was getting so tired, you see our compression rings here, and she didn't want to start once it got very cold. Oh, there it is. We're got rings are broken, snapped right in half. And this is the first piston I pulled out. This is number 2 cylinder. We got chunks of it up here. Have to get a screwdriver in there and dig that one out. Number 2 firing ring. It's you know, it's not broke, but oh, it's got quite a bit of spring to it yet. But the main problem is right there. That top compression ring is totally shot, obviously, as it's falling all over the makeshift table. Yeah. Well, fantastic. That's kind of what I thought was the matter with it. So there she is. She's sitting up on a big block. I've still got her hooked to the cherry picker, making sure I get all the oil dripped out into the drain pan down there. I left the bell housing backing plate on it. It makes it a little easier to handle, and also it'll kind of funnel the water, or the water, the water. No, it's going to funnel the oil down away from the block it is sitting on. So everything in there. Grab the light here. Oh, that's not the light. What am I doing? Everything in here looks pretty darn good so far. Not much to see. Just inspecting our first hole that we got out. Oh my. Look at all that wear. Let's get a rag and wipe that out. There we go. Now she's clean. Man, look at the wear on that bugger. That busted ring was just tearing stuff up in there. My goodness. Scratching on the sidewalls. Doing a heck of a lot of damage. And I bet that one, look at that big groove right there. I bet that guy's got a busted ring or two in there. I mean, look at that groove in the sidewall. Well, that one's pretty good. Can't see those two. This one, I don't know. Might not have much wrong with that cylinder. That one's definitely got a busted ring or two. Well, let's crank it around here and have a look at the rest of it. So there's the number 2 cylinder with the broken rings. There's number 1 cylinder, number 1 piston, broken rings. 2, and also number 3 has broken rings. Number 4 is okay, number 5 is okay, number 6 is okay. So we have 3 out of the 6 cylinders that have busted rings. Well, how do you like that? There's your problem right there. Now looking at the cylinders, starting at the top, yep, you can see there's a bunch of scoring. That's from the broken ring. Same on that one. Same on that one. Now you get the number 4, and it's not near so bad. You can still see quite a bunch of the crosshatch in there. You can still see machine work. That one looks okay. Same with number 5. Kind of hard to see it. There, now you can kind of see it. See crosshatch? Now number 6 is funny. It doesn't have the same wear patterns. It looks like it's got a broken ring. It's all tore up. Well, I can't quite explain that. It definitely does not have busted rings on it. There's the top one, and there's the second one up over here. It's not broken. The oil ring's good. And I can't see a whole lot of reason why she's scuffing. You can see the scuff on there. I am not sure what the deal is. A bunch of carbon on every one of these. It's pretty terrible. Of course, with 7,300 hours on it, and I think it's gonna have a little carbon buildup. So, yeah, that one, you can see where the nozzles are squirting. Not sure if it's supposed to be a 5 or how many nozzles it is. It looks like a 5. Well, we'll have to get some parts ordered so we can get this thing stuffed back together. It'll be kind of fun. I took the head this morning up to the machine shop to get it redone. Like I said earlier, he's gonna completely go through that head, new valves and valve guides, and plane it, machine it, and everything's gonna be fresh. And he really didn't like the idea of having to pull those injector sleeves out. But I said, yeah, you're gonna do it. Because that's kind of a booger, and I don't think I can get them. So anyway, that's what we're doing today, and hopefully before too long we can get this tractor back together, because it sure would be nice to have her freshened up and no longer use oil. It was getting pretty bad. So anyway, stay tuned, guys. We got more interesting stuff coming up, and as soon as I get this thing assembled, put back in here, I'll give you another video and show you what it looks like when she's running fresh. And until then, catch you later.